He won 13 championships and built dynasties with Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. Yet Phil Jackson once admitted he never voted in a U.S. presidential election after 1980 and publicly called one of his own stars uncoachable in a book. Now, here's the part you won't believe. When Phil Jackson named 6 players he struggled to fully respect, 2 of the names on that list will shock you, and one absolutely should not be there. Number 1. Shaquille O'Neal. When people talk about Phil Jackson and Shaquille O'Neal, they usually talk about 3 straight championships from 2000 to 2002. But behind those titles, there was tension. To understand why, you gotta look at how their relationship really worked. Shaq himself once explained why Jackson made such a big impact as Lakers coach. Before Phil arrived, the Lakers had talent but no strong voice. Shaq said they needed a general who would not panic. Jackson had already won 6 titles with the Bulls. When he spoke, players listened. Shaq pushed the front office to hire him. He told Jerry West to just bring Phil in, even if they did not want to run the triangle offense. Shaq believed the team needed that leadership, but leadership came with strict rules. When Jackson first met Shaq, he gave him a direct order. No rap videos, no commercials, no outside distractions, just basketball. Jackson told him if he focused only on the game, he would win MVP and a championship. Shaq agreed for 1 year, then he did it again the next 2 years. The team won 3 titles. On the surface, it worked perfectly. Still, something was different. Shaq later said, "We never had that before." He was talking about Jackson's unyielding style. Before Phil, coaches were unsure. They would say, "Do this or do that." With Jackson, it was simple. Play it like this. If you don't, you sit next to me. There was no debate, no soft handling. That firmness helped them win, but it also created distance. Jackson respected discipline and preparation. Shaq was dominant, but he often came into seasons out of shape. He delayed surgery in 2002 and said he got hurt on company time, so he would heal on company time. That frustrated Kobe Bryant and quietly bothered Jackson too. Phil believed in total commitment. When a player did not meet that standard, he took note. Then came 2001. Shaq finished 3rd in MVP voting behind Allen Iverson and Tim Duncan. Jackson publicly said it was a real slap in the face as the most dominant player in the game. On one level, he was defending Shaq. On another level, he was using it as motivation. Jackson was also known for mind games. He turned the snub into fuel before the playoffs. The Lakers went 15-1 and won the title. But some insiders felt Phil sometimes praised Shaq publicly while pushing him harder behind closed doors. The bigger issue was Kobe. The rivalry between Shaq and Kobe grew every year. They questioned each other's work ethic and leadership. Teammates tried to fix it. Jackson tried to manage it. But at one point, Phil admitted, the players themselves thought this is crazy, and they just started ignoring them. The locker room was tired of the tension. Jackson had handled stars before, like Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. But Shaq and Kobe were different. Both wanted control. Both wanted credit. Phil sometimes described their conflict like a sibling rivalry. Some believe he leaned toward Kobe in later years because he respected Kobe's intense work habits more. After Shaq was traded to Miami in 2004, the tension did not fully end. When the Heat played the Lakers, Shaq often ignored Kobe. Jackson did not like that. He said, "He should just acknowledge Kobe." Phil hated seeing former players continue the fight. He believed mature champions should move on. He even understood Shaq's emotions, but he did not approve of the behavior. So, here's the open question. Did Phil Jackson truly never respect Shaquille O'Neal? Or did he simply expect more from someone he believed could be greater? And sometimes in Phil Jackson's world, respect was not about the talent. It was about total commitment. Number 2. Kobe Bryant. Many people think winning 5 championships means a coach and player always had full respect for each other. That was not the case with Phil Jackson and Kobe Bryant. Behind the trophies, there was tension, ego, and moments that almost broke their partnership. The first big crack came during the 2000 to 2001 season. Jackson later wrote, "The relationship between Kobe and me was becoming an issue. The Lakers were still winning, but something felt off. By the All-Star break, they already had 16 losses. Kobe was 22 years old and wanted more control. He often attacked 3 or 4 defenders alone. Jackson stopped film sessions and replayed those mistakes. He told Kobe they were playing 1-on-5 too much. He even moved Kobe to small forward for a while to reduce his control of the offense. This tension made Jackson doubt if they could repeat as champions. Kobe wanted freedom, Jackson wanted discipline. That clash grew stronger over time. Kobe believed he was ready to lead like Michael Jordan. Jackson had coached Jordan. He did not agree with the comparison. In interviews and later in his book, 11 Rings, Jackson explained clear differences. He said Jordan was more efficient, stronger, and a better leader. He said Kobe forced shots when the game was not going well. These words were honest, but they created distance. Then Jackson made a mistake that changed everything. In 2001, during an interview, he said he had heard that Kobe once sabotaged games in high school to take over late. He thought the comment was off the record. It was not. The quote was printed. The reaction was huge. Later, Jackson admitted, "Kobe has never forgiven me." During an argument between Kobe and Shaq, Kobe shouted at Phil, reminding him of that word. Trust was damaged. The problem did not stop there. In 2004, after losing in the finals, Jackson wrote the book, The Last Season. In it, he described Kobe as uncoachable. He said they were often at loggerheads. He wrote that Kobe wanted more freedom while he wanted structure. Jackson even admitted later, "I could feel his hatred." This is a strong statement from a coach who won 11 titles. At the same time, Kobe had his own frustration. During the feud with Shaquille O'Neal, Kobe felt Jackson was protecting Shaq. Kobe wanted clear communication. He told Phil directly, "Don't insult my intelligence." He said if the coach wanted him to change something, just say it clearly. Jackson preferred subtle messages. Kobe preferred direct words. That difference in personality made small issues bigger. Then came the breaking point. Jackson revealed that Kobe once told him he was tired of being Shaq's sidekick. Kobe did not say he was tired of playing with Shaq. He was tired of being second. That mindset pushed the Lakers toward a split in 2004. Shaq was traded. Jackson stepped down. Their relationship looked finished. But here's the twist. Despite all this tension, Jackson always had a soft spot for Kobe. He saw his intelligence and work ethic. When Kobe struggled after Shaq left, Jackson still defended him. In 2005, Jackson returned as coach. This time, things were different. Kobe was the clear leader. Phil gave him more freedom inside the triangle offense. They rebuilt trust slowly. Kobe later said the second run was better. They talked more openly. They trusted each other more. The result was 2 more championships in 2009 and 2010. Number 3, LeBron James. Over the years, Phil Jackson and LeBron James were never directly connected as coach and player, but their public comments toward each other showed clear disagreement and tension. The most serious moment came in 2016. In an interview with ESPN, Jackson spoke about LeBron's time with the Miami Heat. He shared a story about LeBron wanting to stay an extra night in Cleveland during a road trip. While explaining the situation, Jackson used the word posse to describe LeBron's group of close friends and business partners. That single word changed the conversation. LeBron strongly objected to the term. He explained that the people around him, including Maverick Carter and Rich Paul, were not just friends. They were certified professionals and business leaders. He said the word carried negative meaning and did not represent what he had built over 14 years in the league. LeBron later said he lost respect for Jackson because of that comment. The reaction spread quickly across the league. Many believe the word sounded dismissive. Others argue it may not have been Jackson's intention. Jackson later admitted he should not have spoken about a player from another team while serving as an executive. He also said the word carried connotation he did not fully consider. However, he did not fully walk back the story. But the tension between them did not start there. Jackson had long been critical of how the modern NBA was played. He often defended structured systems like the triangle offense. In interviews, he said today's offenses lacked structure and discipline. He used LeBron as an example of the league's heavy pick-and-roll style. Jackson said the league had become too individualized, with 4 players watching one player control the ball. LeBron represented the modern style of play. He controlled tempo, handled the ball often, and built offenses around his decision-making. Jackson believed team systems should limit that kind of freedom. Their philosophies were different. Then came the comparison debate. Phil Jackson coached Michael Jordan to 6 championships. When asked about LeBron's place in history, Jackson said, "Better is only about championships." He explained that until LeBron matched Jordan's 6 titles, the argument would remain incomplete. LeBron had 4 championships and 10 finals appearances, but Jackson focused on the championship count as the main measurement. The statement added fuel to an already tense relationship. LeBron's supporters argued his longevity, versatility, and leadership across 3 franchises made his case strong. Jackson remained firm in his view that titles were the final proof. So, the question remains, was this personal disagreement philosophical difference or simply generational contrast? Number 4. Dennis Rodman. When Phil Jackson looked back at his career, Dennis Rodman was one of the most difficult players he ever had to manage. Some people believe Rodman could have been among the 6 players Jackson struggled to fully respect, not because of talent, but because of behavior. Their story began in 1995. The Chicago Bulls needed one more piece after losing in the 1995 playoffs. Rodman was available. He was already a 2-time champion and an elite rebounder. But he also had a strong personality and a history of controversy. When Jackson asked him how he felt about joining the Bulls, Rodman said, "I don't give a damn if I'm here or not." That answer surprised Jackson. Instead of sounding careless, it showed Rodman did not care about status. Jackson believed he could work with that. Then Rodman's off-court life quickly became a challenge. Jackson later said, "When Dennis went to a bar, all bets were off." He explained that Rodman did not party every day, but when he did, it could last 24 hours or more. Bulls players often avoided going out with him because the night could become chaotic. Jackson understood this. He knew Rodman was different from Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. He needed space. That space sometimes became a problem. During the 1997-98 season, Rodman began losing interest in practice. After strong games with 42 rebounds across 2 matchups, he suddenly told Jackson he did not want to practice. One day, he did not show up at all. Jackson sent someone to his house. Dennis was there eating sugar pops from a bowl, Jackson recalled. Rodman said he could not make it. Jackson went himself and reminded him the playoffs were coming. Rodman returned, but the pattern worried the coach. Then came the famous Vegas trip. Rodman asked for 48 hours off during the season to go to Las Vegas. Jackson approved it, believing a short break would refresh him. Rodman later admitted, "Of course I didn't take 48 hours. I took like 4 days." That decision tested Jackson's patience. Other teams might have suspended him. Jackson chose to manage the situation instead of escalating it. Why did Jackson tolerate this? Part of the answer was trust. Jackson once explained, "We formed our own little tribe." He connected with Rodman through shared interest in Native American culture. They spoke about tribal identity and warrior spirit. That bond helped Rodman feel understood. Jackson believed watching Rodman instead of controlling him too tightly was the better approach. Even Rodman's relationship with Carmen Electra was handled carefully. Jackson admitted he did not know her personally, but he saw she gave Rodman motivation. He said Rodman played with inspiration when she was involved. Instead of criticizing, Jackson accepted that influence. Still, there were limits. During the 1997 finals, Rodman complained about playing time. Jackson responded firmly. He told him to stick to the system and focus on rebounding and defense. The Bulls' success depended on discipline. Rodman adjusted. The results were clear. From 1996 to 98, the Bulls won 3 straight championships. Rodman led the league in rebounds, including 15.0 per game in the 97-98 season. On the court, he delivered, but off the court, Jackson constantly had to balance patience and authority. And with Dennis Rodman, those 2 things were never guaranteed. Number 5. J.R. Rider. When Phil Jackson coached the 2000-01 Los Angeles Lakers, J.R. Rider was one of the players on the roster. Some believe Rider could have been among the 6 players Jackson struggled to respect fully. Their time together was short, but it was tense. Rider arrived in Los Angeles with talent and history. He was the 1994 Slam Dunk Contest champion and had averaged over 16 points per game in his career. He grew up watching Michael Jordan and said all his footwork and jab steps came from studying Jordan. Playing for Jackson, who coached Jordan to 6 championships, should have been a strong connection. Instead, problems started early. Rider said his role kept changing. He started games, then moved to the bench. His minutes were up, then down. He averaged 7.6 points in 18 minutes across 67 games. The Lakers were winning, but Rider felt unsure about his place. He later said he thought joining the Lakers might have been the wrong decision, even though the team was successful. Then came public criticism. Jackson often spoke openly about player discipline. Ryder was late to practice one day. Jackson mentioned it publicly. Ryder responded that he and Jackson walked into the gym together, but his shoes were not tied yet. So Jackson counted him as late. Ryder believed it was unnecessary to make it public. The tension grew from there. Ryder told a story about a team meeting. Jackson ended the meeting by saying, "Hopefully I don't hear about JR being over on Crenshaw." The team laughed. Ryder did not. He felt the comment suggested he was hanging around trouble. He said he did not see anything funny about it. He explained he had no problem visiting his neighborhood, getting food, or spending money in his community, but he felt the remark was disrespectful. From that day, Ryder said he looked at Jackson differently. He believed certain comments were meant to send messages in front of the team. He felt Jackson sometimes used him as an example to show authority. Ryder later called one situation at practice an egotistical power move. He said being left off the playoff roster hurt him deeply. He had joined the Lakers hoping to win a ring, but he sat out during the playoffs while the team went 15-1 and won the championship. Jackson's approach was different from Ryder's personality. Jackson believed in discipline, structure, and public accountability. With players like Michael Jordan and Shaquille O'Neal, he used public comments to motivate. He tried similar methods with Ryder, but Ryder did not respond the same way. He felt embarrassed instead of motivated. Jackson may have seen Ryder as talented but unreliable. Ryder had past issues in other cities. Coaches had questioned his focus before. Jackson likely believed he needed firm handling, but Ryder saw it as personal. There was also the issue of professionalism. Reports from that season mentioned Ryder coming into camp out of shape and dealing with minor injuries without proper treatment. Jackson praised his toughness at times but criticized his preparation. That mixed message created distance, and the tension between player and coach remained part of that season's story. Number 6. Scottie Pippen. The final name counted to Phil Jackson's strained relationships is Scottie Pippen. They built one of the greatest dynasties in NBA history together, winning 6 championships with the Chicago Bulls. But the bond that once looked strong slowly disappeared after their playing days ended. The distance began quietly. After the Bulls dynasty ended in '98, both men went separate ways. Jackson took a break and later coached the Los Angeles Lakers. Pippen moved to Houston and then Portland. When Portland faced the Lakers in the early 2000s playoffs, competition grew intense. Pippen later said, "I haven't talked to Phil since my playing days." He explained that the rivalry between Portland and the Lakers made things sour. The relationship did not continue after that period, but the roots of the tension were older. In 1994, during Michael Jordan's first retirement, Pippen expected to be the clear leader. In a playoff game against the New York Knicks, Jackson drew up the final shot for Tony Kukoc instead of Pippen. Pippen refused to re-enter the game. Kukoc made the shot, but the moment left a scar. Pippen believed he deserved that opportunity. He later described the decision as disrespectful and said it changed how he viewed Jackson. Years later, Pippen used even stronger words. In interviews, Pippen said he believed Jackson made a racial move by giving Kukoc the shot. When asked directly if he thought Jackson was racist, Pippen said yes. He did not soften the statement. He pointed to other situations as examples. One was Jackson's book about the 2003 to 2004 Lakers season, where Jackson criticized Kobe Bryant. Pippen said a coach should protect players inside the locker room, not expose them publicly. He believed Jackson crossed that line. The comment shocked many former players. Some defended Jackson and disagreed with Pippen. Others stayed quiet. But Pippen did not step back from his position. He felt that over time, Jackson did not show him the respect he deserved as a leader and star. The documentary The Last Dance added more tension. Pippen believed the series portrayed him negatively. Although most criticism was directed at Michael Jordan, Pippen also spoke about Jackson during that period. He said, "But we're not tight anymore." He explained that business decisions and life changes created distance. He compared his relationship with Jackson to his relationship with Jordan. Both were once strong, both were now broken. Then came the New York chapter. When Jackson became president of the Knicks, Pippen publicly criticized his leadership. In 2017, Pippen said the Knicks should fire Jackson. He argued that the team lacked direction and success under his management. He supported Carmelo Anthony and said Jackson had not put the right pieces around him. From a former player to call for his old coach's removal showed how far their connection had fallen. So, what happened between them? Jackson was known for managing egos and building systems. He treated every player as part of a larger triangle structure. Over time, respect turned into silence, and that long silence says more than any headline ever could. Which name shocked you the most on this list? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into NBA stories.